Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pain.
Glass Doctor is a proud supporter of Long Beach schools. Call Glass Doctor for all your home, auto, and business glass needs.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh yeah!
Do you know that as a Long Beach High School student, you are eligible for a membership at Keesler Federal Credit Union? Keesler Federal is more than a bank. It's a credit union and a not-for-profit financial cooperative. This means you share in the ownership. We work to help you prosper, not investors. Keesler Federal offers a wide variety of financial products and services, great rates and extra benefits, such as free checking and savings account, free online and mobile banking, and an annual savings contest. So come in with a parent and talk to one of our friendly team members about what Keesler Federal can do for you. When you join, you are a member for life, and we will be there for every step of your financial journey. Going the extra mile for our members since 1947, Keesler Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a customer, you are family.
Tony McGill here with the Bearcat Broadcast Network. I'm along here with my partner on the radio, on the live stream, Tim Delaney, and we're here with head football coach Jacob Massey. Welcome to the Bearcat Coaches Show. Coach, we had a rough night at South Jones. I don't think I've ever been, and I'm not. I was going to say I'm not willing to blame it on the referees, but Coach, it's the worst thing in 37 years, I talk about it all the time. The worst thing I've ever seen on a football field. I quit twice, maybe 3 times.
You don't make calls that change the game. Simple calls that don't affect the play,
Coach, that
change the game.
It wasn't only that, it was knowledge of where you needed to be, the referee. We had a safety one time, and they run the ball back and forth, and the guy finally threw the ball down. If you watch it on film, he said, "Here, you do it."
They put it on R20 to kick to us. Wouldn't you onsides if you were kicking from your R20?
Kick it from our 20. But, Coach, it had to be a rough. If it's rough on us in a press box, it's rough on y'all.
Well, I was upset for the kids because I thought
absolutely
in the first 3 quarters, offense scored 22 points, defense had held them to 8 points, for the vast majority of the game, and at that up until the point whenever, they were able to put 2 scoring drives together and tie it up. I thought that was probably the most complete game we had played since I've been here. Yep. Defense played extremely well. Offense was kind of clicking. We came out that first drive, drove it right down the field, scored. Junior, being back after being injured the week before against Petal, I thought he came right back and picked up where he left off against Purvis. He had 25 carries for 156 yards, so he had a really good night. Our offensive line was coming off the ball. I'm just really proud of our kids' efforts, but at the end of the day, we didn't make the plays to finish that ball game out. Rashad, turned a guy loose on one of the touchdowns, and then, Dre didn't cover the tight end in overtime. So, there was just some things that we needed to cover. We felt really good about our secondary all year, and especially going into this game. And at the end of the day, I think we had some mental lapses that kind of cost us there. I was disappointed about the 2 holding calls in overtime on both the touchdowns. We really liked both calls.
They were
calls,
good plays, great plays.
And we had them exactly where we wanted to. But at the end of the day, we should have never been in that position to be in overtime. And, that's probably the most frustrating thing of it all is our kids played as well as they did, and then they got into the overtime, and we just were not able to kind of overcome that. But it was a tale of 3 quarters. I thought we dominated that game. We did not have any turnovers in the entire game. We had some inopportune penalties at times on that kind of messed up our rhythm on offense and defense. You had a 3rd and 15 on the scoring drive where they tied it up, and they called Rashad for a pass interference call that they ended up getting a first down, and they ended up overthrowing that kid anyway. So, we would have got the ball back. Yeah, we would have got the ball back there. But probably the main thing with our offense that I was the most disappointed in is that last drive. We get the ball back with 6 minutes. I feel like we could go down and drive, take 6 minutes off the clock. We get into a 3rd and 1, and then we jump off sides and we get in the 3rd and 6 type deal, and we can't run some of our option stuff that it kind of took some of our what we like, calling in those situations off the board. We were only able to run off 2 minutes right there, and I think if we could have just gotten 2 more first downs, we could have put that game
That's
away.
what we were saying up top. We figured once you had it with 6 minutes that you're going to drive it down and run that clock.
Which has not been an issue up until last Friday night. So,
right.
At the end of the day, our kids have not had a lot of opportunities or games to where they play from ahead, and that's something that they're going to have to learn. And they're going to have more opportunities to do that. It's just, it's a learning process. I think everybody at this table knows what this program has been through and where it has been, and I'm still proud of where we're at.
That's right.
Hadn't been a lot of games in the past few years that we've been up by 2-3 scores, and those kids are just going to have to learn how to finish the game out.
Right.
We feel comfortable coming from behind.
Right.
But
holding that lead.
Yeah, holding that lead is something, and
they didn't have any help.
It's a different mindset.
It was tough.
Mindset. Their passing
with
game
cruising the coast going on. We had about 40 people in our group at the parade on Jeff Davis Avenue, and everybody knows me and knows what I do and what happened to the game, what's going on, and I'm touching, and I said a couple things about some. We started out the game and they had a guy jump off sides.
Yeah.
And we got it on, Kenny got it because he was right down the line. And, you can look at the replay. The guy's shoulder pads was across the ball, and they didn't get a call. And there were 3 within the first 2 series of Long Beach that they did not get a call. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You might not look at the same things I do. But the officiating, I really think Mississippi High School Athletic Association needs to go to Thursday night game, Friday night games, and Saturday games. If they don't have the quality of people, and I might get in trouble for this. They might fire me, but that's okay. I'll go get a good seat in the stands and watch it.
Somebody certified those officials as being as knowing the game.
No knowledge. Well, we are in the press box with some of them sometimes, and they'll make a comment on a call. Well, the guy will go like this, and he said, "Yeah, that's holding. That's spot foul, 15-yard penalty." I said, "Are you out of your mind?" I have my discussions with the officials. I just have a problem with the quality that's out there. And like I said, I'm probably putting you on a spot as an employee of the school district. You're not saying it. You and I have not talked about it, and I apologize if I am. I talked about it on the radio the other day. I had somebody come all the way to my house and said, "Hey, I enjoy y'all's team. You're broadcasting quality stuff. I enjoy hearing you, but get off the referees." He says, "I don't want to hear it." And I really let loose, and we understand that we lost half our live stream. Y'all would have hated me because I couldn't put it behind me, and it ruined my Saturday. It ruined my Sunday, and it's not going to ruin the rest of the year. I'm going to have fun, and I apologize. I hope I don't know if you've heard anything, but I kind of let loose. No nasty and ugly language or words to them, but if you're going to do this, hustle.
Yeah.
If you're going to do this, know where you're supposed to be. If you're going to do this, know what you're supposed to do after a safety. So I can go on and on, and somebody told me at the game, he says, well, you can't blame it on the referees because you got beat. He said, did you do it when you coach? I said, never got beat. And in youth football, we did.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't have to complain, but I did. Mm-hmm. And I go to all the rules meetings up till a couple of years ago. I went to the high school rules meeting and knew the changes and knew everything that was going on. I was more involved. But you got to play on Thursdays, Friday, and Saturdays. You get the better referees out there if that's what it takes. And again, I'm probably putting you on the spot, and I hope no one takes it the wrong way. But we got a bad deal and a bad shake. If they saw these kids in the weight room and they saw these kids busting it every day on this practice field when it's 120 degrees, and you coaches come in there and you're wringing your shirts out, you're busting your tail, and you get out there and you get the game taken from you, I have a problem.
I think that's probably the most important message is, what these kids lay it on the line every Friday night, Monday night. These kids deserve the best.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, that's why we coach. That's why we do the things, because these kids deserve the best. They give us the best. We try to give them the best effort and the most knowledge possible. So, at the end of the day, the message to the team all week was, when you leave it in somebody else's hands, whether that be the other team or whatever, then that's what's going to happen. And we've just got to be better and focus on being as perfect as we possibly can every Friday night. And when there are plays to be made, we've got to go out there and make them. And then that's what it falls down on. But super proud of the kids' effort. Our coaches did a phenomenal job. I thought we had a great plan, and we let it slip away Friday night in the fourth quarter, and in overtime. And, I am going to say it, but those two penalties on
holding calls,
they hurt in overtime. We scored
overtime.
We scored 2 touchdowns. They back us up after that first one.
Won it to 10, and then you backed up to the 15-yard line, and you still score.
That's right.
And
and that hurt. I mean, it hurt us, and like I said, it should have never gotten to the overtime. But I thought those 2 calls were extremely borderline.
Well, Coach, as a young new coach, how hard is it for you to deal with the frustration of seeing that? Because I know you gotta somehow come up with a play, somehow run that, and you got to bypass it. But I know it's still sitting in the back of your mind, and I know it's got to be tough.
Pure genius too from the play calling. And I'm always saying that upstairs because I see it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it I learn on this board when you and Coach Delaney, after I get through rattling off, and you two get on that board, and I do learn it. And after being in it all these years, I'm still learning.
Well, I think the most important thing is
y'all take me to class. I'm telling you. It's fun.
Tim, to answer your question, I think the most important thing to think about is players, not plays. Who are we fixing to get the ball to? And it's hard whenever you have situations like that to say. And we preach to our kids all the time. Play the next play.
Right.
You can't sit there.
Call another play and move on.
That's right. I can sit there, and I've been guilty about it. And Coach Rutledge, we've had talks in my end of the year evaluations about that was one of my areas of growth is fussing at the referees. Well, I still have 60 kids, and 8 coaches to worry about. So I can't sit there, and I'm doing a disservice to them if I'm sitting there messing with the referees when I'm calling, offense, defense, special teams, whatever. So I've got to, as the head coach, play the next play, so to speak, and go on to the next one. And, those guys, they helped me out a lot, those coaches. Our defensive staff came up with a great mid-game adjustment. After they scored that first touchdown, they were able to go over there while we're getting ready for offense. Came up with a great mid-game adjustment. Coach Fortberry, Coach
Dropping
Olson.
that 5th guy down on the line.
Yeah, Coach Olson and Coach Foreman. All 3 of those guys went over there, made that adjustment. And really helped us out on that. And I'm sitting there, trying to figure out what the next play is. And our offensive staff, Coach Crawford, Coach Finley, Coach Pollen, Coach Merrill, they do a great job of handling everything when I've got a lot going on Friday night. So, but that's the biggest thing is, we've got to believe what we're preaching to our kids. If we're preaching effort, then us as coaches need to give effort. If we're preaching, hey, play the next play, you can't worry about getting beat deep on a fade route. You can't be worried about, missing a block on the next play, or you're going to let 2 plays beat you.
Right.
So that was the big thing. We had another play ready, to go after that, and we felt really confident in it. We completed it to Junior, and he scored. But, when you get 4th and goal from the 30. You know, like
You're in trouble.
You know, there's just not a lot of play.
There's nothing on the play sheet for that, I promise you.
And the whole
We've got
defense
4th and
and
10.
backs,
We've got 4th and 15.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But 4th and 25, 4th and 30.
they're in a
Fourth and goal.
prevent defense.
Yeah.
They're back in the back. You still have to
Yeah.
throw it underneath and get.
And we were putting pressure on them. You know, when we were close right there, you know, like I said, we had a 10-yard touchdown and a 15-yard touchdown. Both of them get called back. But, you know, it is frustrating. But once again, you know, we got to move on to George County.
Sure.
They're
That's right.
fixing to come in here, and they're riding high. They played a really good Hattiesburg team and went toe-to-toe with them without their dude, you know, the
Right.
kid that's going to Auburn, and played
For
them
now,
very
he's
well.
going to Auburn.
Hattiesburg's what 5-0.
Yeah, they're
They're pretty
undefeated,
solid, 5-0.
and there's not a better looking football team in the state of Mississippi than Hattiesburg. You know, we sat there and watched them on film, very impressed with them. But like I said, you know, George County, they had some kids that were step with Hattiesburg, and they can go. And they had an unfortunate call. I think they had like a 4th down, went for it on the 50. It was like 28-21 Hattiesburg. Kid crosses the entire line, and then they marked him a half a yard short. So they're fixing to go in and score, go for it on 4th down, and that was a big momentum swing. You know, I think they probably go down there and tie it up 28-28, and you never know what ends up in that game. But George County's played some really good teams. They played Biloxi, they played Van Cleve, they played Greene County in a barn burner, played East Central. So they've played some really quality opponents and have done really well.
It's not given to them, and
Especially with, I mean, you know, you got to think, you know, if Will Brady went down, what type of situation would we be in? So they're dealing with the same thing, you know, with Deuce being out for as long as he's been out. He's their guy. And there's a reason an SEC school's offered him.
He's worth the price of a ticket,
He
no
is,
question.
He is.
And we talked about it. We put our Kenny and myself, Kenny Triplett, our producer, we put together the youth night for Friday night. So that's all established, and we talked about it. And I told him, I said, you know, one of the things, if you want to put it on there, and I told Jeff this with the youth football, when you go talk to your coaches and make sure all the kids show up, and you can get in free with if you wear your jersey, the young people, with the price of the adult has to buy a ticket, and you get in free, and you get to tour the facility, you get to be out on the football field and run through. But I told him, I said, you tell the coaches to come see this quarterback if nothing else. True, cheer the Bearcats on. Let's pack the stadium, but come see Deuce Knight. He was committed to Notre Dame. He changed it last week to Auburn, and he's the price of a ticket, like you said. And we've got some good quarterbacks in our division.
We do.
Our district. What's the kid's name? Silas Corder.
Yeah.
With
Plays at
Pascagoula.
committed to Southern Miss.
Already committed to Southern Miss, and I saw the state leaders yesterday, and I was reading on down, and he's right up top, and also the Greene County quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good player. Really
I
good
think
player.
he's top passer in the state right now.
But the best two quarterbacks in the state of Mississippi are sitting right in our division.
In our division,
both
Deuce
of them,
Knight and Corder.
Both of them got Division I offers, and they're really good players. So it'll be exciting to watch him. I think he's going to play Friday night. At least that's what the rumor mill is. You know that he is going to.
Yeah, he's
suit
banged
up.
up.
And play. Yeah,
He's going to try to get back in there.
But they've got to look. If he's playing, they've got a chance to make a run at this thing. You know, their defensive front is going to be one of the better ones that we see all year. They've got a really good tailback. The Moody kid who plays wide receiver.
Yeah, he's pretty solid.
Top notch, yeah.
I don't know if there's a kid in the state of Mississippi that can chase him down. So,
he made the
not only does
Mississippi Alabama All-Star team.
Not only does George County have the best quarterback in the state of Mississippi, but they've got him some weapons.
Yeah.
And
They got a skill guy that get the ball
That's
to.
right.
We saw it last year, didn't we?
Coach Ray and his staff, they're going to have them ready to play, and they're going to play hard, and they do a great job over there, and they've got a chance to have a really good football team. They played Hattiesburg well. Who knows if Deuce was playing against them? I think Hattiesburg might be the team out of the South. In 6A.
Yeah.
Now I hadn't seen any film on Picayune or anything like that, but they go toe to toe with Hattiesburg. You never know what might happen in the playoffs. George County could slip up and end up in the state championship for us. Also, they have the talent to do it. So this is a really, really good football team that's fixing to come to Lumpkin McGee on Friday night.
Well, this Friday night we have our Pink Out night. our Long Beach cheerleaders, they had a banner reveal. If you hadn't seen down at the town green, they've revealed the cancer awareness month. So they've got some great pictures down there, some banners, I guess you would call it. So it's youth night, and and the cheerleaders play a big part of that because we bring our youth cheerleaders down, and they get to do a cheer with the cheerleaders. So Brandy Zink does a great job with our cheerleaders. She's got to be the top in the state. She's awesome. We love Brandy Zink and her cheerleaders. But it is Pink Out night. Everyone's bought shirts. I know you bought a couple of shirts.
Yeah, my wife and Greg got a shirt.
Yep, good deal. So we'll have Pink Out night, youth night. This is this Friday night. Wear your jersey, wear your cheerleader outfit. Mom and Dad come with you. And I'm gonna tell you why it cost you a parent ticket. We let them just come in one time. We had to get extra security. They called in, and you've never seen so many kids running around.
Just running crazy all everywhere.
So it's a price of a ticket for an adult, so someone can supervise them, and it's a great night.
Well, you're a great babysitter, so I mean,
Well, you know,
just leave them all with you, huh?
I lock myself in that press box now. Well, I've always taken the kids. I'd take them to the weight room, walk them through the locker room. This is the coach's office. This is where we do concession. Y'all come up to the press box, and I would walk them around. Well, Blaine, my son, and Jeff's done it with me for years, so I don't have to do anything. I'm going to sit in that press box and lock the door. So, but I always look forward to youth night because I coached the youth sports so many years, and it's
No,
fun
it's
to
good.
see
I mean,
them.
you know, I want those kids to they should have something to look forward to, you know, after youth football, and then being able to come see the new turf field, the weight room, see our kids, you know, in jerseys, and to be able to, you know, I mean, y'all remember being in
Idolize
high
them.
school?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
look, I wanted to grow
They'll
up and
think
be,
that these
I
kids
wanna
are
be
the
a
biggest
Bearcat.
kids
Yeah.
they've ever seen.
Look,
you know, they're looking up.
I wanted to play quarterback at Union High School. That was what I wanted to do because I saw a guy, you know, that was in high school playing.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like him.
Yeah.
So, you know, we want those kids to look forward to playing football in middle school and then eventually coming up and playing football in high school. So I think it's a great deal, and anytime we can get our youth sports involved, you know, I want to have the opportunity to do that.
Well, Jeff McGill works. He's the president of the league down there, and so it's easy communication.
Yeah.
It's my nephew, so him and my son Blaine will take care of that, president and vice president, and they'll take care of all that. So that'll be fun. We'll line them up so the kids can
Yeah.
run through them, and then we'll put them on the goalpost and let them run through there when they run through the banner. And it's really exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, and we see it at different fields sometime, and I like seeing it. I like seeing when the kids participate. So that's Friday night, and like I said, Deuce night, and the George County Rebels will be here. And then the following week, we're in district now.
Yeah, we're in the thick
It starts
of it.
Friday night.
New
This is-
season starts Friday night. Yeah.
New season Friday night, and then I think we have Pascagoula and then Picayune,
Picayune.
am I correct? And then
And
we're
we
back,
come back home for Hancock.
for Hancock, and then our last game will be at
Tough
West
sledding time right here, isn't it? Feel like
And at
you
one
pushed that
time-
7 men by
One
yourself.
time, every one of our, I don't know where it's at now, but before we started this year, every one of them was in the top 20 of the state. Picayune number 3, Hancock,
Picayune still number 1. Pascagoula, I think, is number 2. George County is 6 or 7, somewhere around in there. So you still have got, and West Harrison, I think, is in the top 10.
West Harrison's
So
playing
you
good
know,
football.
the only people that aren't ranked is us and Hancock. You know.
Yeah. And before the season, Hancock was ranked.
That's right.
They were number 10.
Now, look, and we've seen
10 or
film,
11.
We've seen film
No,
on them,
10.
and they're going to be tough. I know they've taken a few on the chin here and there, but
Yeah, they're rebuilding.
Yeah, they are.
They'll have to regroup. They've always got a good program over there. I've never liked going over there, so. and I probably ken to half of them over there. That's why I don't like to go over there. But anyway, so we got a lot of things coming up. I'm not going to really go into anything else. I know we got some chalkboard stuff and some things going on. Again, big thing is the Pink Out night. I noticed DeAndre had his Dre had his socks on the other night. So, and that's one of the things that the referees had their pink flags and we couldn't see them.
Couldn't see
from
they were
up there.
throwing a flag.
I couldn't see him, and I'm sitting on the field. You know?
Yeah. I don't like the pink flag, but I like seeing DeAndre and Dre in his pink socks. He looked good. He looked sharp. Represent.
Makes him look faster.
Yeah, that boy can run. He don't need any help.
He can go.
Man, he can fly. Him and Junior.
Yeah.
But if I see them break away, he gone.
Yep.
They're not gonna catch him. All right. Well, we're gonna do a little stuff on the board. I'll get out of the way. To watch this show, now this is the Bearcat Broadcast Network, and it's run by Kenny Triplett. But to watch this show, we'll put it on Facebook, and then it's on YouTube TV. And just want to say thanks for everyone tuning in, because this is a student-run program, and you got me and the other old guy doing it,
hanging on for dear
and
life.
just rattling on. But to watch this show, you can also watch it. We go on the air at 6 o'clock, and we do a welcome, and then we turn it right over to the coaches show, so people can watch this coaches show beginning at 6 o'clock. And it's usually 45, 50. Last week it was 50 minutes. We know where it is to a T.
Is that your fault or my fault?
Somebody talking too much, Coach. I'm not sure who.
Let me get that. So we'll be right back, Mr. Kenny.
Help support Long Beach School District's Bearcat Broadcast Network Student Production Program. Use code 1622 to get $3 off of Rosalie Station's Best Car Wash, regularly $18, with code now only $15, while supporting our BBN students of LBTV, LBMTV, and HMETV. Rosalie Station is located at 96 Jeff Davis Avenue. So get a discount and support your Bearcat Broadcast Network. Again, code 1622. Thank you for supporting your Long Beach Bearcat Broadcast Network. Go Bearcats!
All right, folks, we're back. I'm here with Coach Max Crawford instead of Coach Massey, and we're going to talk a little veer here. Coach is a quarterback's coach, so we're going to talk about quarterback steps, quarterback reads on the outside veer. If you notice, we're standing by the hose. Every veer team in the world has one of these, just a standard fire hose, and you notice how it's locked off center, guard, tackle, tight end, gaps, and I'm guessing, Coach, the splits are like you want them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know we talked with Coach Massey before about the splits and the necessity of them, and I don't know what type of splits you use when you run the outside veer, but if you look at and we got Coach Tony over here, folks. It's gonna hold the bag for us, and it's gonna be tough because we're coming in hot.
Bring it.
So if you just talk about quarterback alignment and then quarterback steps and assignment, if you need a fullback dive guy, that'll be me. But we're gonna do a walkthrough. It ain't no speed because I can't even get in a 3-point stance.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No need. No. Well, first off, it's important. You want your quarterback to almost be uncomfortable when he's under center. We don't want to be comfortable, because when you become comfortable coming out of your stance, you tend to be lazy and you're not going to get to your spot. So what I tell Will and the other quarterbacks is I want you to be a little bit pigeon-toed, okay? And when you get down in the stance, you should be able to push off and get to the correct spot. So that's the most important thing. If I'm going to the right, I'm going to have my left foot loaded up first. And if I'm going to the left, obviously I'm going to load up off my right foot.
Yeah, and we talked just for a second. We talked before, the term we used to use was mental weight.
Mental weight.
Mental weight. You
like
can
that.
stand just like that, and you looked balanced, but in fact your weight is on that left
right.
foot if you're
That's
going right.
That's a good
and we used
point.
to tell them maybe even curl your toes or something to get your mind on the fact, because
Right.
you don't want to give away where your weight is.
Right.
But yeah, you talk doing the pigeon toe thing is just the idea of focusing your mental weight.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And when this quarterback, he's getting in his stance, first thing that I'm looking for is I want this quarterback to bring the ball to his chest. I call it chest in the ball. That's the first thing, because if you swing this ball out here, you're not going to be as balanced when you're pushing off that inside foot. So I chest the ball, and then after that, what I see that works the best, the cue that works the best for the quarterbacks is run to your spot. Just run. If I were to tell you to run, are you going to go out here and do this?
You don't give a big push.
You're going to push and you're going to run out there as fast as possible. And as you're running, you need to point this ball at your read key. If you don't point the ball at your read key, your eyes aren't going to get there, your shoulders aren't going to get there, and your hips aren't going to get there. So it's very important when you chest it and run, you point to your read key.
For your dive back, what's the aiming point?
Your dive back, we're going to the inside leg of the tackle.
So, all right. So we're looking right there.
And we just got to trust that this tackle and this tight end is going to get a good wash, and we're right off of his inside foot right there. So that running back's got to trust that.
So we need Coach Tony over there with the
Absolutely.
with
right
the
over
read
there.
yet.
On the tackle?
Don't knock me down now.
Outside that, outside the tight end. Yep, right there.
So
It's
who in
perfect.
fact are you reading, Coach?
I'm reading the first guy on the line of scrimmage outside my tight end.
Okay.
Head up to outside the tight end.
So if tight end's right here,
Yes, sir.
if he's sitting inside here, you're not reading
He's
him.
inside. We're not going to read him. We're going
If
to the
he's
next
head
guy.
up, you're going to read him?
Yes, because
Okay.
he should move on
So
to the
head
next
up
guy.
or outside, you're going to
Yep,
read
head
this
up to
guy.
outside.
Tight end's going to, well, we're not going to talk about blocking schemes.
No, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm getting down to my stance, okay? And down set hit, we're pushing off, I'm chesting the ball, I'm pointing at the read key, I'm running to my spot. If the read key can get his hat to the running back, that's gonna be a pull. If the read key cannot get his hat across the running back, I'm gonna give it and let my running back work. After I give the ball, it's very important though that he can run forward, carry out my fake, because the Sam linebacker or the Mike may see me, may have my responsibility, or the free safety, they've been taught all week, hey, you got to tackle quarterback.
Don't let the quarterback beat you.
That's right. And that may gain an advantage if the running back beats the linebacker. Well, that free safety is worried about the quarterback. Well, heck, he might score it because that free safety is worried about the quarterback because my quarterback carried out the fake. That's
Right.
why that's important.
Right. Now you tell your fullback hash mark numbers boundary.
We tell him to,
On the give?
he is on a veer path. We
Right.
don't want, when he gets this ball, that's a good point, I never heard of that. But yes, right here, you're
Old
staying on
school.
your veer path. And you don't want to bounce this back in. You
No.
want to stick it on your veer path. Once obviously, once you get past the linebackers, be a football player. Yeah, that's a good point. So whenever that mesh with the running back, that's also very important. Well, first off, this is another key point I missed out. When you when you hold this football, you don't want to hold it at the end, because
Yeah, you'll bump it.
if I try to pull it, he's
I'm
going to.
gonna take it 'cause I
Exactly
want it.
right. So I want to have. We call it white knuckling the ball. When we want to grip this football, we want to have our knuckles white. That's how hard we should be gripping it. And so when I stick it out there, if I want to give it, all I got to do is slide this backhand, and my running back feels
he knows
that.
it. Yeah,
he
knows
it.
it, sure.
And enough reps, it ain't nothing.
Right.
You give it here, I just pull it out here, and I carry out my fake. So yeah, that's very important. That mesh part
Yeah.
right there.
So once you pull it, what's your next read?
So if I pull it right here,
What's your footwork and then the next read?
right. If
you
I'm
pulled it.
here, I need to have my knee over my toe, just like if I were to run. If I'm going to run out here, I'm not going to do this right here.
Right.
I want to hit this thing on the run. If he gives me a pull, I'm going to pull it. I'm out here. I got my backside running back in pitch relationship. My eyes go to the next overhang. If he comes to take me, I can pitch it now. If he plays up the field for running back, or for some reason he takes dive, I go score a touchdown.
You're going to attack his inside eye, outside eye?
We want to attack his inside shoulder.
Yeah.
We want to make him take
Force
us.
him to get that weight going inside.
That's right. We want to make him take it. Yeah. Most of the time, your running back's going to be a little better athlete than your quarterback, so we want to pitch it to him.
Yeah, I'll take him in the alley any day over
Absolutely.
any DB they can throw out there.
No, absolutely.
Especially junior.
No doubt. But yeah, then we go to the inside shoulder, make him take it, let's pitch it.
What about on the weak side? Y'all run it to the weak side? It's not a tight end?
We can run a version of it.
Yeah.
We
Stick
can
with inside?
We can essentially, have our run, make it an automatic pitch or automatic keep. We can have our running back lead up on the end and basically do the tight end's job.
Right.
And just pull it, and we can pitch off the next overhang.
Right.
We could do that.
Right. All right, Coach, we appreciate the time you put in, and we appreciate the time you put into teaching Will how to run it, because I'm going to tell you, that beer, and Tony will agree, has been very effective for Long Beach High School.
No doubt, without a doubt.
When he pulls it, when he pitches it, or when he gives it. And, a triple threat, when you got athletes doing it, you got to have a quarterback, one, with some intestinal fortitude, because he's going to take some shots.
You got to be a dog.
No question.
You got to be a dude.
And when now when you pitch it, what do you tell him? on the pitch?
Will's pretty
Does
good
he
about
give?
pitching it. What's that?
Does he give his body when he pitches, or he just drop his shoulder?
I tell Will pretty much does it naturally. I don't really tell him a whole lot, but the other quarterbacks, when you pitch it, we want our thumb down,
Right.
just like that, and we want to follow this pitch.
Okay.
Because if we sit here and pitch it, we might
get
get
chin
it.
strapped
Yeah,
here.
we might be breathing this out of our side of our ear hole there.
Yeah.
So we need to pitch it and follow the ball.
Okay. Okay. All right, folks, there you have it. You want to go run the veer? You want to teach your kid how to run the veer? Watch this video, get you a hose, and follow the footwork, and you'll be good. Thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.